Okay, so this next question is one that I have a lot to say. But can exes be friends? Why or why not? Anyone can take a hit at that one first. Y'all come.
Hell no.
No.
Hell no.
Why? Tell me why. Please tell me.
Because the opportunity is, the risk is too great.
Second that notion.
They have
Chemistry.
already built up, and with the right time, I mean, it's just that opportunity that doesn't need to be, because it's gonna weigh more on that partner's girl. Like if I'm a guy, so if my ex tried to be my friend, and I am in a relationship, my girl is gonna feel some type of way about that.
Absolutely.
And regardless of whatever happened between me and her, whether it ended nice or if it ended bad and then we became friends after that, or if I'm real cool with her mom and dad, it doesn't matter. She's a threat in her eyes. So I have to take a standpoint of looking from her perspective. Not so much of, well, me and her was friends first, and like, nah, I can't be selfish on this at all. But it's, no.
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 You go ahead, because I know you're ready to go. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You know my answer no, but I wish you would.
Well, I mean,
friends.
I'm definitely gonna say
How close?
no too. I mean, definitely just flat out no. Everything he said,
no.
everything he said, I definitely totally, absolutely agree with, and I'll just it's not a good idea. Not a good idea.
It's not.
It's not a good idea.
No. She said no.
No for me, no for because at the end of the day, I think in any relationship there has to be a certain level of respect. So if I know that that's an issue, then like why put yourself in that position? An alcoholic that's trying to recover does not hang out at bars.
That's true.
And that's no.
That's a really great statement. Well, I say no as well. I've tried it. It definitely does not work. Because like I said, you have that chemistry, you're very comfortable there. So you're gonna always, when you're comfortable, you're gonna just continue to do the same old thing, and sometimes you don't even know that it's something that's actually bad for you. But it's not something that's always good. So I would say I definitely think no. I don't think you can do it. What? Let's hold up. I think no, but at the same time, I think you can do it as well. But for me, I think it just depends on the person. How about that? I think it depends on the person, because like I said, I have some friends that can be friends with their exes. Like nothing can happen, no sex or nothing. But I just think for me, once I cross that stage with you as far as the friend level and we dated already, I don't think we can go back to being friends.
Once you go out of the friend zone, there's especially if there was a significant level of intimacy involved past the friend zone, you can't go back.
Because you're comfortable there,
But even if you're okay with it and you're like, no, I'm strong, I'm good. If you're in a relationship, I think it's respectful to be concerned about how your partner feels about that, because you might be good, but how are they feeling?
Yeah, it's definitely a respect. It's a respect thing at the end of the day. It really is.
Okay, so it depends for me, only because I feel like if a relationship started off of physicality, absolutely not. But if your relationship started off of friendship and then it turned into something, I think it's selfish for your partner to expect you to completely cut them off. And I say this to say, yes, I would expect for a person to take their partner's feelings into consideration. Okay, I get that. But at the same token, let's say, for instance, this is childhood friends. Because, like, I have a friend that I've dated, and we're not dating anymore. Never been anything physical after we've stopped dating, but that will forever be my friend. So, if I get into a relationship, me and him don't talk on the phone every day. We don't sit and do any of that. Like, it's nothing like that, like when we were dating. But if there's an emergency, our families know each other. They'll be like, oh, so-and-so happened with da-da-da, you heard this. I'm not going to sit and reject that information or reject that opening for him to reach out to me. Now, would I ever be with him? No. But where the respect comes into play is if I get in any relationship, if my partner ever want to go through my phone, oh, you could check all text messages, emails. You can have a whole conversation. Y'all can meet up if that makes you feel better, but it's nothing like that. But like I said, if it's a physicality thing, absolutely not. But with most of my relationships, they've started from friendships. So I just feel like it's kind of sort of selfish for your new partner to tell you to completely cut somebody off if you guys like build trust and all this other stuff. But for me, I'm one of those people, if my partner's uncomfortable with it, you know, it won't be a day-to-day conversation thing, but my phone will always be open for that person if there's an emergency or anything like that.
I agree.
I understand what you're saying. But it's a no for me. I get it. Because you saying, like, if you knew somebody from childhood, if it's a child, like, okay, a middle school boyfriend, they not really nobody for real.
Right.
Let's be real. They could be a friend or whatever. But we getting into high school and college. No. What are we friends for? What are y'all friends for?
Okay,
come on.
That's a great
Let's
question.
be real.
That's
real.
because
That's real.
no, that is a great question, and I'm glad you asked it. But like she said, if you were friends since childhood, like me and my ex, we have been friends since we could start talking. I guess since we were like 3-4 years old. So I've matriculated through life with him.
Right.
So my family know his family. His mom is my auntie's like best friend. So it's like we grew together. Everything that happened with the family, we was always there. So it's more so of a chemistry thing with us because we grew up together. We know each other. So like she said, my phone will always be open to him. If he needs something, I was always there through his darkest times. So, but out of respect for my partner, if I did have a boyfriend, out of respect, of course, I wouldn't be on the phone with him. Honest, I wouldn't be telling him I love you and things like that. Some stuff has to end out of respect for who you're with.
Correct.
But when it comes to chemistry, that's just something you just can't cut people off when you built certain things with them. Like he will always be a friend in my eyes. But when it comes to a relationship, he has to understand that.
No, we both.
When you use that word chemistry, that's where it makes it spicy.
That's where it makes it very.
Because my thing is, this one person in my life, right? I don't even look at him as a friend. Like that's like my brother. It sounds so incestuous or whatever you want to. It's like we're literally like cousins or something. It's weird, I know, but it's like we've known each other for so long. It's like, oh, all right, that's him. You know, it's like we've known each other for so long that it's like, okay, that's a family member. We don't even look at each other like that. You get what I'm saying? It was like childhood stuff, like yeah. But I do feel like in your later adulthood, like after puberty, that's when it's different. But childhood friends, I'm not cutting off childhood friends.
That's what I just said.
That's what she said in childhood. But as far as me, what I'm saying is we started from childhood all the way up. This was probably all the way through college, is what I'm saying. Like through college. So it started when we were young. That's what I'm saying. So for me, since I built that and I was always there through the darkest times, and I know things like a lot of stuff that he's been through or his family has been through, I'm just gonna always be there. I mean, I may not always physically be there. I may support from a distance, but I will always be there in some type of way. Like, I don't have to physically be there to support you. I can support you from how many miles, phone call away, anything. I can be there, but I need to know, out of respect for my partner, what to say, how to say it, how much to say it, when to say it. That's just what to do, how much to do it, things of that nature. But I honestly just think that go ahead.
No, you can finish your sentence.
I just think that, I mean, it just depends on the childhood thing or how well you knew them. I just keep using chemistry just because that's what I know I had with my ex. But
so I would definitely say in this context, even though I've already said no, just to add to the conversation over here, I think another factor that plays into a situation like this is the prioritizing of the friend over the significant other, because the problem can come in where even though this is my childhood friend, what should not happen is if T and I would be celebrating 5 years in January. We've been together since my sophomore year, her junior year. So we went 3 proms or 4 proms?
3 proms together.
Well, actually 4 if you count these. But anyway, because we show up. But even though, so because we are in a very serious relationship, and say if she has a childhood friend that's a guy, there should be a line drawn as to, okay, yes, you're my childhood friend, but there should be no prioritizing of him over
For
me.
me, absolutely.
There should be no more talking to of him than you do me. Certain things that you do with me, you shouldn't be doing
Because at
with
this
him.
point, you
And
come
you really
first.
shouldn't be talking about. I shouldn't be talking about him.
With
you
yeah,
know,
And
that's
that's
not that's what you
definitely-
said.
And that's definitely true. And I guess the lens that I'm looking at this from within is the lens of marriage. Because when you are in a very committed relationship with someone and you get into, marriage, the person you are serious with is your first priority. So at that point, even if, I have a childhood friend, I may only talk to my childhood friend maybe about like every other week or maybe like once a month, something like that.
So